We need to be very focused to start well this game with a lot of intensity, a lot of aggressivity to score and to win this game.
Yeah, we're approaching this the same way we approach the game for South Africa. It's important for us to go for all 3 points.
That's the coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria and also the captain, William Troost Ekong, speaking ahead of the game against Lesotho today. Also, you heard from Wilfred Ndidi, the assistant captain of the Super Eagles, and also Calvin Bassey, the man that plays for Fulham. And also, you're listening to William Troost Ekong and also Terry Murphy speaking ahead of the game and how important they need to get all 3 points and more goals in the bag. I'm going to start off with the captain himself. This game is a must-win game. Now, your facial expression is not giving me so much joy today. Come on, Samson. All right. Lesotho coming to play the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I mean, we are going to play Lesotho away from home. And, I don't know how it is for the Super Eagles at this point in time because we're going to discuss something really, really striking that we got yesterday. But let's start off with the preparation for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. How do you see them, approach this game against Lesotho, Samson?
Well, it's a do-or-die affair for them. They have invited arguably some of the best players you would find, with the Nigerian passport. And that's exactly what you would expect, especially for a cracker like this. So, yes, you might say, oh, they are playing a lesser, in terms of quality, they are playing a lesser team. But most definitely, when it comes to competitions like this and qualifiers, there is no lesser team anywhere. We have seen what some teams are already doing to the big guns out there.
True.
We saw what Cape Verde is doing in their group.
Yeah,
I
you see
mean,
Gabon too.
Gabon too, also, proving that, look, football has gone beyond you saying, oh, we'll just walk in and then get all 3 points. So it is way, way past that now. And for the Nigerian team, I mean, the only thing that surprises me is sometimes you bring the best players around the world, arguably some of the best players in their positions, I mean, and then you bring them together, the result is not there. You begin to question what exactly is going on. Is it team spirit? Is it patriotism? Whatever it is, or technical input of the coach, if it is not enough, whatever the problem is, we don't know, but we would love that it is addressed. If it has anything to do with the players. I mean, there was a time that, we paraded quality players, even of more quality than what we currently have. When you talk about where they play for their different football clubs, at least when you talk about midfield, we used to have a player like John Obi Mikel who was playing for Chelsea. I mean, he would always come back and give his best. So we had that era where we had quality players. There was Rashidi Yekini. You had Austin Jeji Okocha, Nwankwo Kanu. I mean, Onazi Ogenekaru Etebo. These are players who would play their hearts out at that time. Even though at the time, we were still complaining that it was not enough. How much more of when the tempo dropped? So it's I think we have gone from bad to worse when it comes to performance and team spirit building. I feel one of the reasons this has happened is because we most times put people who don't even know Nigeria as a country at the helms of affairs. Take, for example, Eric Shells is not Nigerian. He doesn't even know what it means to play for Nigeria. The badge means absolutely nothing to him. And, it's more or less like you bringing someone on board to say, oh, just do it. But I'm not saying he doesn't have the capacity as a coach. But then sometimes there are some decision-making skills that you get from being in Nigeria, naturally, especially when you are in charge of the Super Eagles. We have seen Nigerian coaches who have done well in time past. Austin Negwavon, let me talk about Samson Tiasa at the point. Yeah. I mean, he's been saddled with some responsibilities in the past and delivered. I mean, how about the Olympics? He was there. During the time he was to handle the Dream Team, the Under-23 team, he was always representing. So I would have loved to see a technical Nigerian coach in charge. But unfortunately, Eric Shells was preferred ahead of Nigerian coaches. And, here we are today. During this qualifier alone, Nigeria has paraded about 3 or 4 coaches. I mean, Finidi George was there. Austin Negwavon took charge of some games. There you have Eric Shells. I mean, the consistency is not there. Austin Negwavon had a different approach. He brought it on board. He wasn't able to get all 6 points in the 2 games he played. Same thing for Finidi George, also had issues. And then Eric Shells too. I mean, it has not been rosy for him since he also came on board. So my opinion is that going into that game, you are playing against a team that people thought, oh, you should be a stroll in the park. Right.
Yeah.
So why not start off the block? Come out guns blazing. There's no time to waste. fast attackers, with pacey attackers on the field. You have Moses Simon, you have Ademola Lookman.
Yeah.
These are quality players on the flanks. I mean, Samuel Chukwueze is also available. Yeah. So play from the flanks, get the balls into the box. You have a certain Victor Osimhen, Tolu Arokodare was also there. I would also think that if Tolu Arokodare and Victor Osimhen can play at the same time, that would help the team. Because that mounts more pressure on the center halves, draws the defensive midfielder to also play as the fifth defender. So that means that you have the midfield to yourself and then you can explore. Then you get the ball into the box. But if they want to play 3 players at the front, it's still fine. But make sure that there are cutting-edge plays in what they do, especially for the wingers. Don't just put the ball in the box when there is no one there. I mean, you can cut in and then do your... At least we used to do Ademola Lookman for cutting in and then play the shots, and then the keeper pushes and someone else taps in the ball into the... So let's see something like that. Attempts upon attempts. I mean, the defenders will get tired at a point and then the deadlock will be broken.
So I'm going to ask the question to Fola right now. How do you think Eric Shields should set up his team going into this one against Lesotho?
Well, I would say he should think of his job, not because most likely he's not being a patriotic Nigerian in quotes. So
he's not Nigerian.
So that's what I'm saying. That he's not going to be a patriotic person. So he should think of, okay, how do I make my job?
But he will be patriotic to his paycheck. That's
why I said you should think of his job. You should think of his job and think of, okay, how do I deliver? Maybe if I win, I can get an extra. Maybe they will give me a bonus if I get the result. So that's what you should think of. And as we're going into this game,
how do you think you should set up his team defensively? We're starting. What do you think? Can pair up the midfield properly? Would you agree with Samson saying if Victor Osimhen and Tolu Arokodare?
Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted to say. That if he could start that together, I think there should be hope. There should be hope, not there will, not there can be hope. No, there will be hope if he could start those two together.
All right, we got a story yesterday from CAF and also a team where Alexander Isak, was born. We're talking Eritrea. That's the team we're going to be talking about today. And the situation is quite dicey. That's why we started off saying there's hope for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But I'm sure the captain himself is not in support of that statement. And here's why. Now, this is how CAF rule could change and put Nigeria back in the World Cup race. Now, remember, that the Super Eagles of Nigeria currently do not stand a chance even for a second place, finish when it comes to the third place ranking right there in the World Cup qualification. Also, let me remind you that it's going to take South Africa to lose 2 games to put Nigeria back on the pedal in first position. And also, it's going to take a certain Benin Republic also to lose their game. So it's a lose-lose situation for both Benin and South Africa for Nigeria to be on first. So now let's take the story from yesterday. Nigeria back in the World Cup race. Nigeria B to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup has received a significant lift following a rule adjustment announced by the Confederation of African Football. There you have it on the screen. CAF in collaboration with FIFA. The revision comes in response to Eritrea's withdrawal from the qualification process, which has left the Group E with only 5 teams instead of a standard of 6, creating an imbalance across the competition structure. Now, for Eritrea, in that group with Morocco, there are 6 teams. But because Eritrea withdrew from that competition, so they only had 5. So that gave more points to Morocco and the other teams in that group. Now, the reason why Eritrea withdrew was because they had issues in that country. And we got to report that if most of these players go to play in that competition, the players are not going to come back to the country, so they're going to run away. They had a report like that. And also, the players saying that story is not true, but they cannot voice out because of the current situation in that country. They feel that when they voice out, they're going to be jailed, with that situation. So that allowed them not to participate in the World Cup qualification. I'm just trying to break it down, for you. Now, the revision comes in the response of that. So to address this, CAF and FIFA have proceeded in a key change when calculating the 4 best group runners-up, who will now advance into the intercontinental playoff round. point earned against the bottom placed team in each of the group will be excluded. The measure aims to ensure fairness for all nations, especially those in the groups affected by the withdrawals. The rule is in the article of 11.5 of the FIFA World Cup 2026 preliminary competition regulations. So just in case you are wondering, is this in any rule? Yes, it is. Which allows for such adjustment in the event of a team disqualification or withdrawal. Now, quick one, let me just break it down quickly. Now, the CAF clarifies the rule, saying in a circular dated March 14, 2025, CAF Director of Competition Samson Adamu confirmed the move, stating that adjustment was necessary to maintain sporting integrity and ensure balance and comparison across all qualifying groups. This change is essential to guarantee fairness in competition format affected by unforeseen teams' withdrawals. And also, is this crucial for the Super Eagles? With crucial matches approaching against Lesotho and Benin Republic, the Super Eagles will look to capitalize on adjustment format and revive their campaign after missing out on the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. And this would also give them a chance in the qualification, provided they secure victories in the remaining fixtures. Samson Balogun and also Fola, there you have it. Now let's have the third place group standing so that we can analyze properly going forward. Samson, when you got this news yesterday, how does this change the situation of things for the World Cup qualification for you?
You see, it's just sad that we still have to come back to this table of permutation and combination.
It is sad. It is sad.
But the truth is, whatever it is you want to talk about, especially that affects Nigeria at this point, and when it comes to qualification, I mean, it's just really going to be a very, very dicey one. Now, why am I saying this? Yes, the rule favors Nigeria as we speak. As it favors Nigeria, it also favors some other teams.
Yes.
And for it to actually favor Nigeria completely, you have to win the next 2 games.
I agree. With goals.
And that should place you in a good stead. So when considerations are being made, then they consider. So as it stands now, it still does not favor Nigeria until those 2 games are played and they are won. And who are we playing? They're playing Lesotho. Lesotho in South Africa, just like playing away from away.
Yeah, true, I agree.
So after that, they're coming back home to play against Benin Republic.
Yeah.
Benin Republic, yes, Lesotho might be a win for them, maybe a 1-0, 2-0 victory. That will be done. Can they defeat Benin Republic?
Yeah.
The only reason they will get that slot ahead of Benin Republic is if they are able to defeat Benin and then move Benin further down the pecking order on the log. So their fate is still in their own hands.
So there's an if correctly, even with the old, because at the end of the day, there's going to be point deduction from Gabon, as you've seen.
Right.
They're going to deduct like 6 points from them. With the rule we just read, also they're going to deduct points from Madagascar, Burkina Faso, also Cameroon. And also the reason why we're going to have a little point deduction because of the draw we had against Zimbabwe. Yes, so we're going to have just 2 point deduction that will take us on the pecking order around the space of Cameroon at this point in time. That's where we're going to be. But now, this clause saying there's a if, it still shows that if we cannot defeat Benin Republic, then we don't stand a chance to be here.
The reason I'm saying that there is an if is that, these other teams whose points will be deducted for Gabon, they are going back to 13 points. But they still have a game to play.
Yeah, true, 1 game.
They still have a game to play. And if they win that takes them to 16 points on the log. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that Nigeria still has to win those games to be ahead of these teams.
I agree.
When it comes to, so for Nigeria to be considered at all, there's still a clause. They still have to win.
And score
right?
goals.
Yes, 2 points will be deducted from Nigeria. Places them back out. Right now they are in 11. Takes them back to 9 points.
Yeah.
So if they are able to win the two games, then that's 6 points. Plus that's 15 points. So meaning that they still have to win these remaining games to be considered at all. Otherwise, there's nothing they can do.
There's no mathematics. There's no mathematics.
That's why I said, see, whoever is still thinking Nigeria will qualify for the World
So,
Cup.
so Samson, are you saying that we cannot defeat Benin Republic?
I'm not saying they cannot. Will they? That's the question.
So we did defeat Benin Republic.
On paper, yes. On paper, yes, they can do.
Sorry to cut
but when they go to the field,
an epileptic
when ball starts disappearing, like Imama Mark Papabo said, then you know who is the bigger team. We play too much with these things. Yes, let's be serious. So I don't want to see you guys smile.
Okay. we hope you're also serious now. We hope you're serious because it's not looking like it, Samson. It's not looking like
You
it.
see, the truth is,
It's not looking like it.
it is actually painful that we have to have this conversation. Before anything, I was in Nigeria before I became a sport journalist.
I agree.
Right? I want to be holistic about my approach to analysis. I want to be crystal clear. I don't want to analyze this as a Nigerian. You know, in Nigeria we say, if we did this, if we did that, we would do this. But I don't want to talk like that. Will we do it? That's my question. So I don't want to talk, right now I'm not in Nigeria, I'm just a sport pundit somewhere, you know, trying to see the chances of the Super Eagles qualifying for the World Cup. So that's what we have said. They have 2 games, 2 points will be deducted, which you know, on 11 points right now. So plus 6 points, let's say they have won the 6 points, right? Plus 6 points, that's 15 points. For Gabon, that still has a game. Minus 6 points here, that's 13 points. They still have a game. You're not even sure they are not going to win. So let's assume they win, right? That takes them to 16 points, 1 point ahead of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. For Madagascar too, minus 6 points, that is the same thing. They are still on the same pedestal. So Burkina Faso, 18 points. So the only team that we are capable of moving past
is Cameroon.
And maybe Burkina Faso too, because I think 3 points will be deducted from Burkina Faso.
True.
We are not even close to Burkina Faso. So
It's
that will
going to be Cameroon.
That will be Cameroon. So that's the current situation. So I'm not trying to be an anti-Super Eagles kind of, thing. I'm just trying to be crystal clear here. So Cameroon also, as we speak, if all these points are deducted, they still have a game in hand. So what if we cannot see? Cameroon will be on 12 points. And then if they win their last game, push them on 15 points. As of now, they have plus 12 goals. So they will still remove the goals scored against these teams.
Yes, the goals are still going to be removed.
As it stands, will the Super Eagles, with the number of goals scored against, I'm trying to remember, Zimbabwe, if that is removed too, do they have enough in the bank
to get more
goals than Cameroon? Will they be able to do it against Lesotho?
Would they be able to do it against Benin Republic?
Okay. So that's the question.
That's the question.
So it's not about, there is a new opening where we can just crawl and then go to the World Cup.
Honestly speaking,
it's about, and it's not. This is not even automatic qualification. They are still going to play against some of these teams. So what if they qualify and then lose?
Oh my God.
Honestly speaking, I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I got the report about this situation yesterday, I was speaking with Samson about it. You know, it's just really sad that we are at this stage now trying to look for an opening and crawl into it. At the end of the day, it doesn't still give us the chance that we're still going to even qualify out of the playoff. And when we get to the World Cup, what hope do we have that it's just going to be at the group stage?
You play 3 games.
Yeah, we'll play 3 games.
It's a lot of games. It's a lot. So when you are done with your 3 games, you come back.
All right. Let's move away from that story. But hold on, guys. Before we move on, please, I want you to head to the comment section right there on YouTube. Drop your predictions for the game by 5 p.m. The Super Eagles of Nigeria against Lesotho. What are your predictions? The correct predictions. You stand a chance to win something on the show on Monday. So let me see you. Drop your predictions right there. Make sure you share and let somebody know about that game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and Lesotho. We'll be here rooting for that one. I'm going to ask Samson and Fola before we wrap up the show their predictions for that game. Let's take stories from the Under-17 Women World Cup where Coach Bankole picks Mashoud and Joseph and 19 others. Head coach Bankole Olowokere has selected attacking midfielder Shakirat Mashoud, fantastic one, and also goalkeeper Silva and defender Jamiu Adebayo and forward Queen Joseph among a squad of 21 players to fly to Nigerian flag at this year FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup final in Morocco. The Flamingos arrived in Morocco at commercial industry capital Casablanca on Wednesday, and Bankole, who led the Nigeria to bronze medal finish at the 2022 edition of the competition in India, is confident that the class of 2025 have what it takes to go a step higher than its 2022 bronze winners. Goalkeeper Elizabeth Boniface, defender Azizat Odutonom, and also Christina Sunday. Midfielders Rotimi, Zainab Raji, and forward Chioma Wanchuku, and also Miria Yahaya are also included. The Flamingos have been drawn in Group D, alongside Canada, France, and Samoa. And Nigeria will kick off their campaign against Canada on Sunday, the 19th of October, before facing France 3 days later. Both matches are scheduled for 8 p.m. Nigerian time. So it's a big one. For you, Fola, the last time out was bronze. can we achieve something better going into this competition right there in Morocco? Quickly.
I think so. I think we can, because what's it called? Yes, they experienced the loss that time, but I think that experience has helped them, you know, to grow more and train more and be more technical in their kind of play. And in all honesty, whenever I talk about our female team, when it comes to sports generally, they don't disappoint. You know, it's not because I'm a woman, it's just because, you know, let's be honest, our women, they rarely disappoint us. so we should expect something tangible, not bronze, not silver and third place finished. We should expect a lot from them.
All right, I'm going to ask something quick one. We still have some talented players still in this team. You know, I spoke about Shakirat Mashoud, still in this team, fantastic player. She's going to be part of the squad. What experience does some players like Siva also? We have the goalkeeper also, Jamiu Adebayo. What experience do they bring to these you know, young selected players going into this competition?
You see, I think the coach is doing a very good job with that team. We saw what happened in India. Yes, they could not get past the semi-final stage, but the truth is that eventually they got a medal from that. And that's one of the things the coach will be considering right now. If I could get to third place at that time, why not finish ahead of everyone on the podium this time around? So I think it was a little bit particular about his team selection, retained some of the players who are still within the age range. Some of them will clock 17 immediately after this tournament. And, you know, I think the rule still allows that if your age, if you are still going to clock 17, even within the tournament, you are still permitted to be a part of the competition, meaning that you are still within that range. So some of these players are still permitted to be a part of the team. And when you look at his selection, a few of those players that were in India are still in this team, blended with some new players who have done really well. When you look at their qualifying series and the friendly games they have played, you see flashes of brilliance, and you most definitely know that they have a lot to do, a lot to achieve, which they are already doing now. So I just want them to concentrate more, build a level of consistency, build a momentum from the remaining friendly games they will play before they travel to Morocco. And when they get to Morocco, they should start from there. And most definitely, their first game will determine where they are going in the tournament. That's why I'm always saying, look, it is better to start on the front foot. And what Coach Bankole did in India was exactly that. That was what propelled them to the next phase of the competition. Unfortunately, they lost the semi-final. But I see them doing better than what they did the last time. Judging back, Nigeria has a track record of always representing, especially at the age grade level, when it comes to female football. And, you know, on the world scene, yes, the Super Falcons have not really impressed or spread their wings on the world stage. But then, if you look at how we are now grooming players from that level, from under 17 to under 20, under 20 to under 23, and then now to the Super Falcons, I think there has been a more consistent transition in those teams than that of the Super Eagles, and that has helped them.
All right, quickly, we're about to wrap up the show, but the image you're going to see on your screen right now is a question for the NFF. The under-17 team failed to qualify for the World Cup. The under-20 team have been embarrassed out of the World Cup. The under-23 team did not qualify for the Olympics. The Chan team got a big whooping at the Chan, and also the Super Eagles are not still sure of the World Cup. Samson Balogun, the problem of the NFF, or maybe the players are not just getting it right?
It's not about the players.
Quickly.
It's not about the players. You see, there is a lot attached to this than just players. And, you know, the technicality of the game starts on the table with pen and paper. And if you don't get it right from that place, which is where it belongs, you definitely get it wrong on the field. So that's the problem. You know, we spoke about how we have neglected grassroots development, we have neglected welfareism of the players, we have neglected so many things. In fact, infrastructural development is also part of it. We have huge deficit when it comes to infrastructure in the country, and you just have to consider the fact that these are just a few of the failures of the NFF that we have seen. And you know, we now have the Sports Commission. I want to see what they are going to do differently, right? So if that is done differently, then we'll know what exactly, because now they will be working hand in hand with the federal government, and that should be able to propel them. See, if all these things you have mentioned, just a few of them we have mentioned are not in place, this is what we'll continue to witness. That will be failure on the world stage, failure on the African scene. I mean, if we call ourselves the giants of Africa, and then we fail, when we play Chan, we fail, when we play, under 17, we fail. I mean, what exactly do we want to excel at?
Nothing.
So it's a challenge. So let's just see what will happen from here. But the truth of the matter is, I don't want to crucify him yet, but he should know that he has failed.
He has failed, all right.
Yeah.
When you say he has failed and you're not crucifying him, what else does he want to gain from you, Samson?
Samson is not a nice person. I'm just saying, let me just say.
That's how we're going to wrap up the show. Jada already picked up a ticket already for the World Cup. Congratulations to Riyad Mahrez and his team for picking up that ticket right there for Algeria. It's going to be a big one. Samson Balogun, your prediction for Nigeria and Lesotho?
Well, it should be 2-0.
2-0 for you?
Same here.
2-0. All right, like I said, drop your predictions right there in the comment section on YouTube. A big thank you to everyone that joined the show, and also to my producer, a big thank you to you. We're going to see you again on Monday. Make sure you watch the game of the Super Eagles and keep us supporting. Keep watching Dominion Television, your channel of choice. I'm going to see you on Monday. Have a fantastic one. Bye for now.